Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel, DotNet-Dev-Journey with Jacob. In the last video, I spoke about logging and I gave a brief explanation on what logging mean, where and how to implement logging. And I explained that logging is like a telemetry. Logging is for auditing and observability, not for debugging errors or logging information to the users. No, it is just for auditability and observability. And logging is also very important in a system because it's just like having a record of an audit trail. So it's, could be audited, could be read through for one or two information and so on and so forth. And in the last video, I did a practical on using custom logging, which I implemented in my simple banking system project. But today, I will be discussing on Serilog logging library. And don't forget, in the last video, I said the next thing, the next line of action is to move away from using custom logging to working with libraries like Serilog, for example, which I'm going to be discussing in this video. You might want to ask why using available libraries like Serilog and any other logging library out there. It is because logging in itself is expensive. So when one is actually, trying to work with a custom logging implementation, it might not be the best to use because one could run into an error, one could, even overlog sometimes. There are a lot of issues and it could slow down the performance of the system. But when we make use of login libraries and login packages like Serilog, it provides a structured way of keeping logs, like in a JSON format, and this helps us to it helps one to efficiently query the logs. If peradventure one wants to query the log, one could use Kibana to query it, and it's going to be much more efficient to do that. And aside from that, one could use the enrich, function, which could possibly add uh, context to our log, like maybe user ID, the the system name. You have like custom IDs that could be added to the log. Another importance of using, the login package or libraries out there is that when designing a custom login, it is majorly, we just it logs in plain text, but with libraries, login libraries out there, it uses key pair um, it uses key pair to, you know, to 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 log whatever information we want to log. So there's a key and there's a pair value. So it uses key pair value to, or key value pair rather, to log these things. So it's just like when you're using it, let's say a dictionary type, that has a key and a value. So there's always this key value pair thing with libraries, logging libraries like Serilog. And the there are several other advantages. It makes the performance to be better than when one is using custom login. It is less expensive than designing a custom login, and it is also easier to integrate into other, part of the applications. Let's say like ASP.NET, like the Maui and the likes. So it has a lot of advantage. And today I'm also going to show us the practical implementation of, working with or using Serilog library. So we want to create a new project here, and we want to name the project Serilog exercise, for example. So we are naming this Serilog exercise. So let's see if, okay. So our project has been created. But for us to work with Serilog, there are three packages we need to install. We need to install Serilog itself. We need to install the Serilog sync console and the Serilog syncs file. And I will explain what these three packages, you know, means. So here we have it. We could either come to these tools and come to our NuGet package manager and, do it from here. So we could search for Serilog here. Okay, we are browsing, not installed. So we can see these are the three packages we want to work with. The Serilog and it says here logging with fully structured events. Then Serilog syncs.file. Write Serilog events to text files in plain or JSON format. So it has the JSON format advantage, which I explained earlier can be, queried using Kibana and other tools out there. And here we have Serilog.syncs to console. It syncs the Serilog sync that writes log events to the console or terminal. So this, writes the log to the console or the terminal. This writes the log to a text file or a JSON file format, and this, is the .NET login. And this one here, it also actually it implements the HighLogger class or HighLogger interface provided by .NET internal login uh, package, because .NET on its own has an internal, an in-house login package as well, but it is not as structured, it's not as fully structured as this library here. But this library also, implements the HighLogger class provided by .NET. So here what we are doing is we want to install this to our solution. So we are installing. So do not show this again. Apply. So that's done. Let's go to the next one, which is the file. Yeah, this is another advantage. It allows us to write to file. We can write to console. We can write um, to cloud. We can write to whatever environment we choose to write to. This gives us that advantage. But imagine we need to write a custom login that will work with every of these environments. You see, that's going to be a heavy task, and that is why it is very important that um, writing a custom logging functionality is not the best. But for smaller projects, just like the one I did earlier, I'm implementing it in the simple banking system application that I have been working on. We could say that's a bit small. So yes, we can do that just to understand the technicality and how it works. So just to have the fundamental knowledge of how logging works. So we've installed the one that works with files. So we need to install syncs.console now. And yes, we have that installed as well. And to confirm that this has been installed, we can come down here and to open our XML, and here we can see item group, include serilog.syncs.console, right into console or terminal, include serilog.syncs.file. And here we have the versions at the front of it. So now we've installed the packages needed for us to work with Serilog. And the next thing we want to do is that we want to come to our programs here. I like including a top statement here. So although if I'm not going to be doing that .NET internally, or has implicitly kind of included the top level statement, but I just like to write it out for better structuring. I just love the way it looks when I write it out. So I'm saying namespace Serilog exercise. So and here I'm saying class capital P program, and here I'm doing static void. Oh, sorry. Static void main. So I just love doing this because it kind of gives my work yes, the structure I want. So here I want to say variable log paths equal directory dot current get current directory. So here's what I want to do, and I want to say var log file equals to paths dot combine. I think I've explained the need for using path dot combine instead of doing string concatenation or what have you. So I'm using log.txt as my log file. I could either also use log.json, but I want to keep it to this. So here I'm saying log.logger. Why is this thing? Logger equals to new logger configuration. Then I want to say that minimum level. I think yeah, what does this minimum level mean for logging? Logging has a configuration level. This configuration level helps us to know the kind of um, log that is being logged. So the log level, for instance, we have the information, we have verbose, we have debug, we have warning, we have error, we have fatal. These are just a level of how serious the logs are. So for information, we know that information is just to pass information, just for instance, letting us know the intent of what is happening. We could say log inf dot information, then we say starting application is starting now, or starting application. Or in the case of my banking application, we could say maybe when a user wants to deposit, we could say um, user with account number, or we can say information deposit initiated by user by customer with account number so. And then when a user is entering or trying to perform an invalid operation, for instance, if a customer wants to withdraw from user account and uh, use our own account and the withdrawal amount is greater than the balance, in such a transaction, we'll have something like insufficient funds because the withdrawal amount is greater than the balance, which is impossible to have such an operation. So for that is a warning. So letting us know that, oh, the user is trying to do something that the system is not allowing. But it doesn't mean the system is breaking down or is going to stop working. It's just a warning, but it can, undo that and keep working. So this is the enrich I spoke about earlier that adds, a context, gives our log a better context. You could add like user ID and stuff like that just to enhance and enrich our log. So that's why you see enrich. So we want to say log to console first. Log to console, then we're saying write to file. So here we are going to pass the file we want to write to inside here, and that is going to be log file. I want to be sure that is an input output now. Okay, where is it? Events, this is parts. string, okay, output template. So output template is just like a template of how the output should look like. That is just what this is about. So you can see I'm not going to be using this suggestion here. I won't be using this. So here is what I want to do. I want to say okay, let me use this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I want to try something. So I want to say date on, no, not date only, date time dot UTC now. Then, so what this does is it gives us a short, version of the date and the time. So that's what this does basically. And I also want to have this. Is there a need for me to have this? Okay, let's just do level level U3. Is there a need for me to do this? Let's see. Okay, that's because I'm using interpolation there. So let's see what could be done to that. And I want to say message. Responsibility line, and this should be exception. Exception. But there is something I want to try. I'm not sure this is going to work, but let's see. I want to remove all of this from it and say dot create logger. So what I've done is I've only given like a format of the date, but this is not going to work because this is just showing the date only. So I think I might need to just go with this right here. Yes. So let me remove this. Let's just do something like timestamp. So I'm going to do something like this. Here, the month and the day. So, and then we do the time, which is going to be minutes, seconds. Then here, we're going to have the level, then we are going to have the message. The message followed by the new line. I think this is the format. So we have this now. So let's see if this is going to work. And here, let's quickly create a file. So we are adding a file here, and that file is log.text. So we have our log file here. Let's go back to our program, and let's say we want to carry out something like this. Okay, we are saying log.information. So we are saying starting application. So now we want to do something like this. We want to say int results equal 10 divided by 0. Or better still, let's say int a equals 10, int b equals 0. We are saying int result a divided by b. We know this is going to give us, an exception because cannot be divisible by 0. But that's just what we want to do. And here we want to catch exception. So, and we say an error occurred while performing division. So here we want to say log information ending application, or we can put this in a finally block. Let's put this in a finally block. So we are saying log dot information. This is an information, this is an error, but the system, because we can say an error, we can say log dot fatal, but let's just use this. Then we can say log dot is it close flush now, close and flush. So this one ensures that all the informations are logged and then it is flushed, but it is going to be logged. Understand? So, and the log is flushed and returned back to its default state. But let's run this and see if this is going to work. See if it is going to work. Okay, here we got this. This is to the console, as you can see here. an error occurred while performing division, and here we got the error itself. System dot divide by zero exception attempted to divide by 0. So now, and you can see give us the exact thing, and here we can see ending application. That's the finally block that run. So let's go back to this and see if we have that written. It's not written in here. Why is that? Let's go back to the code here and see log.txt. So why is it not working? Okay, let me do something like this. Let's see if that is going to work. Log.txt. Let's run this code. Okay, let's go back to it. I'm trying to see if, okay, let's come here. Let's come here. This is the Serilog here. We've got a log succeed. Okay, it's empty, same thing. Now let's go to, why is it not closing? So let's go to the bin. I think we should have, okay, this is, oh. So now if we look at it here, it's saying information starting application. Then here is where we have the error. It's saying an error occurred while performing division. System.divide by 0 exception attempted to divide by 0 at so. And here, we ran the application twice. So the first one saved in here and the second one saved in here. So you can see why sometimes this can be tricky, and that was why I said the best way so that we won't get some of these issues is maybe when we use the environment. I mean something like environment dot get folder paths. Then we use environment dot get special folder log application. Then here we can say log paths. So let's try this again and let's see if log file, and there is something I want to do, exception. So instead of coming, let me try something. Let's try something. Okay, now let's run this. Let's see. So let's quickly do something here. So I'm going to my close. I'm going to my, no, not App Explorer. Where am I right now? I'm going to my app data to see. Roaming banking code. Which was the first name? Oh, I don't have that here. Okay, let me see my code again. But it has worked. I hope you understand it now. It has actually worked here. What we want to do, we've seen the outcome already. But there's something I'm trying to achieve. Okay, this is the first, this is the second. Okay, there's something I'm trying to achieve. So let me cancel this. Let me go back to my code. This should be base paths. Base paths combine. Example and log paths. Then let's say let's try this log file. I hope this is going to work now. I hope this is going to work. Attempted to divide by 0 ending application. Still not coming here. Why? Okay, let's look at the code again. Oh, okay, this is directory.create directory log paths, yes. And we have this. So I think, yeah, this is where the issue is actually. So let's run this again. See, those are some of the issues that could happen while and one needs to be very, very careful because we need to put our mind into it. So let's see, do we have that now? Do we have that now? Still not there. What's going on? Serilog. There is no S here. Why? environment.get folder, environment.special folder, local. It's application data, not local application data. Or has it been saved into the wrong place? Is this where it has been coming to? Oh, this is where it has been coming to. Can you see? So these are some of the things that happen. So here we have information starting application error attempted to divide by 0, information ending application, and this is the time format we did. Here we've got the let me open the code so that you see this is the time format, the datetime format that we did, the date and the time, and then we have this. You can see the time correlates with this 18 minutes 37 seconds ago. So here it's working already. I'm going to delete this out from the local app data directory. It's not supposed to be here. So I'm deleting this. So we're moving down to app data. Let's see. Okay, we haven't executed this. Let's do this and as we can see here. So let's stop this. Let's go back to I believe it should be in the app data roaming now. So let's go there. You can see Serilog example, and here we've got our logs starting application attempted to divide by 0 and ending application. So that brings us to the end of today's video, and that's about that on logging package libraries and specifically Serilog. So we worked with Serilog today just to see how logging is being implemented. So what do you think? Drop your comments in the comment section. Do you think Serilog is the best logging library out there? Or which logging library would you rather prefer? Let me know why in the comment section, why you think the logging library you prefer, then Serilog is the best. Just let me know what you think in the comment section. See you in the next video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like button and share this video with as many people as possible that you know that they are finding it difficult to learn C#.NET on their own, or that you think they don't have the drive or the motivation to go on the journey all by themselves. I'm here for them so they can join me as we learn together. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.